is Naveen from Octal IT Solution. And in our second episode of podcast series, we are talking about the future of enterprise sales in context of AI. And for this discussion, we have Mr. Pulkit Mathur with us, who is VP Sales from Octal IT Solution. Pulkit, my first question to you is, if you had to bet your entire sales strategy, you have so much of experience in sales, right? So if you had to put your entire sales strategy on one thing, right, for next 5 years, would that be AI? If yes, why?
Yes, I would bet on AI, but before betting on it, I would bet on data and its modernization. Because the future of enterprise sales won't depend on who has the best AI, but it will depend on who has the best data, right? I feel most of the enterprises are not ready to implement AI use cases just because their data is scattered all over the place. I mean, their data could be residing in legacy systems like ERP, CRMs, HRMs, and so on and so forth. So first, they need to bring that data into single place with the help of cloud data platforms and modern data lake houses, so that their data can become more secure. It has more governance and accessible. Once the foundation is ready, then AI becomes more mature. It provides more solutions than being just a simple chatbot. It can predict the sales. It can do a lot of other forecasting. It can identify user journeys, customer journeys. So yes, I would definitely bet on AI, but I would first bet on data and its modernizations. Thank you.
Second question, Pulkit. Everyone is talking about AI today, but what do you think people are getting completely wrong about AI in sales perspective?
Yes, to be honest, I keep getting on these questions. Um Many organizations think once they implement AI, they have got the magic wand. They expect some unexpected results, right? They expect that now they can expect more leads, they can expect more revenue, they can close more deals, and that too with the very few people. But I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way, right? How can you expect more leads if you do not have your market positioning correctly? How can you expect more deal closures if you do not have a compelling business offer or a clear differentiator? Um, I think there are few steps which you can standardize and automate in sales process. Like for example, standardize rate cards, standardize sales processes and workflows. Um, but again, every customer requirement is unique. Their budgets are different. Their teams are different. Their demographics are different. So when everything is so different and unique, how can you expect an generic AI solutions across the board, right? So yes, I see AI as an enabler. I see it in automating few of the sales processes, but it cannot change the human connection. Um, I still believe salespeople should take the ownership of understand the requirement correctly, ask the right questions, and gain the trust of the prospect or the customer. That is what a salesperson can do. Rest of the things can be achieved through AI. Yeah.
My third question, Pulkit, and I think you can relate it very well with your day-to-day routine. Do you think buyers today are now more smarter, or they are just more confused because too much of information is floating around?
That's another good one. Yes, so I think buyers are these days having a lot of information with the help of these AI tools, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that they can take better decisions or smarter decisions. I'll tell you why. Because having a lot of information sometimes make you overwhelmed with the information, right? Uh, it can create a decision fatigue also. I'll tell you why. Because all the vendors are claiming that their products and services are the best. All other websites are claiming that they are AI powered now. Demos are becoming more easier to create and they are so impressive. The prospect dilemma is not to find the right answer, it to trust the answers, and that's where the enterprise sales role become critical. It's not about providing the information, It is all about helping the prospect to interpret that information, challenge their assumptions, help them trust the right information. So the enterprise sales should move towards not only providing the right answers, but also helping them to trust the right answers.
Fourth question, Pulkit. If you had to completely eliminate one step from your sales process using AI, what would that process be and why?
Bang on. So if I had to eliminate one step from sales, it would be the manual work surrounding the sales, right? Not the selling itself. Um I would automate, and at Octal actually we are already doing it. We have automated a lot of things through AI, like for example, creating demos, meeting notes, proposals, and so and so forth. So what it does is it gives our sales team the most valuable asset, and that is the time. Time for meaningful conversations, uh, time for preparing much better proposals, documentation for the customers, time for creating human touch and better relationships, because that is the most foundational and fundamental attributes of enterprise sales, right? Uh, I think if they have more time, they can spend with customer. They can understand their unique business challenges and create a better solutions to them. So to me, I think the biggest opportunity for AI is not to replace the salesperson. It is to eliminate everything that stops him to sell. Right?
Question fifth, Pulkit. What's one sales habit that worked 5 years ago but simply does not work today anymore?
Wonderful. Well, I think the biggest habit that doesn't work anymore is when you are speaking to a customer and you're talking about your company. Like, for example, 5 years ago, I remember a typical sales conversation would start with, okay, we are into this industry for so many years, we have done so many projects, and so on and so forth. Now, all that information is available on internet through your website, through your LinkedIn profile, through GPT, and a lot of other digital assets. So, a customer is not looking forward to have one more company presentation that talks about only about your company. He is there on the call to understand how Octal or any other technology partner can help him, right? A partner who understand his industry, um, the specific use cases for that industry, typical challenges, and so on and so forth. So I think a normal conversation these days should not start with who you are, but it should start who the customer is, right? In which industry he is in, what are the typical challenges that that particular industry is facing, what are the technology trends that are going in that industry, and what are the typical use cases. Once you understand all these things, you are in a much better position to offer your solution to him, and you can also make him understand how this solution will work for him and yield better results, right? So there is a very famous quote from Stephen Covey, that is, seek first to understand than to be understood. And I think that is still the most relevant quote for the enterprise sales. So a good or a successful salesperson is not who is spending more time on telling who is he, or who his company is, what his company is doing. He is the one who is understanding and listening to the customer the more, and understanding their requirement and providing the right solutions to him.
Okay. My second question, Pulkit. By 2030, what skill will separate great salespeople from average salespeople?
That's a tricky one, Naveen. But I think the biggest differentiator is people who has the ability to combine both sales and technology. So let's say a few years ago, salespeople can excel with just his communication skills and by knowing the products and the services he's selling. But now the prospects and the customers are becoming more smarter. They have a lot of information, as I said, with the help of these digital assets. So obviously, a salesperson should know what technologies are coming up, what are the latest technology trends, how AI, blockchain, data engineering, all these technologies are evolving because they are moving faster than ever. So it is very important to understand how these technologies can solve the real business problem for the customer. Obviously, they are not meant to write the code, but they need to understand in depth which technology fits what kind of solution. And once they understand that, once they are able to do that mapping, I think they will become a great salesperson from an average salesperson. That's what I believe. Thank you.
My seventh question to you, Pulkit. If you could leave very young salesperson with just one mindset that will never become outdated even in the AI era, what would that be?
Wonderful. So, if I had to leave every young salesperson with a mindset, then that would be to never stop being curious. Be curious about your customer's business. Be curious about latest technology and trends. Be curious about what is changing across the industries. And one more important thing is be curious about asking the right questions to your customer before rushing to the answers, because AI can give you a lot of information in few seconds, but it cannot take away that mindset of being curious, right? So the best salesperson I have worked with are not the ones who speak a lot or talk a lot about themselves for their services. They are the ones who listen to the customers, who understand their pain points, their business challenges, and being curious all the time, being curious to learn new technologies, learn new things. See, services will come, services will change, technology will come, technology will change, AI will continue to evolve, but the curious mindset will never go out of style. And that is the only mindset a young salesperson should have.
My last question to you, Pulkit. If a company has expansion plans, right, where should it invest first? Sales or engineering, and why?
That's a tough one, Naveen, but I'll try to answer. So it all depends in which kind of solutioning or services or product you are in. I will take an example of a service-based company. So for a service-based company, I would invest in sales first, and the reason is quite simple. Because in a services business, engineering is the capability. So sales create that opportunity to put that capability to work, right? So if there is not enough demand, there is no point keeping the engineering team on bench, right? So first we have to validate whether we have enough market for that particular service offerings. So for example, if we are trying to expand into a new geography, or getting into a new industry, or creating a new service offering altogether, so we need to validate the demand in the market. Once we have that validation, we can scale our engineering team in a more sustainable way. So for me, sales always wins the deal, right? But it is engineering who create a long-term partnership. So they both go in hand, right? But of course, first you need to invest in the sales, and then comes the engineering. Thank you.
Well said, Pulkit, and I thank you very much for your time and detailed description that you have given on the enterprise sales, and that was really quite great insightful. Thank you, Pulkit. This was our views on enterprise sales in context of AI. We would love to hear your feedbacks and comment on our podcast. And we are coming with our third podcast soon. Till then, stay tuned and keep well.